I'm just getting ready because today I am filming with a brand all day. And I'm going to take you with me. I think, well, it's a shower brand. I think I'll be able to tell you who, but I just need to double check. And it's basically just a day of filming, talking about designing bathrooms. We're going to a location house, which amazingly is actually not far at all from me and very close to a good friend of mine. And so I'll be there all day. They're going to do makeup. I said I do my own hair, hence the curlers. And I've got a few of my like bathroom bits and props with me. So it should be a fun day. I'm quite a chatty person, as you know. And there's going to be lots of talking, chatting, and discussing all things bathroom. I have packed some bits from my bathroom, some styling bits, and I've also packed some kind of samples of things kind of that I would use when designing a bathroom. So got to get on, got to get kids to school. Actually, Graham's doing that, but we all basically need to leave the house in about 2 minutes. Okay, we are at the location house. This is all the kind of props and stuff getting ready, and then we're gonna start, I think, hair and makeup in a minute and get going. But it's a really beautiful, beautiful house. So this is the bathroom that I think we're gonna do a lot of filming in. It's got these really beautiful tiles. They look a bit like the Mandarin stone ones, like the Descatchi ones I have, but in the other colourway. But it's a really beautiful space. I like vlogging camera, but I'm the kind of person who has an idea and then I'm like, right, I need to buy the gear for it. And my husband's maybe just see, try it out a bit first before you go and spend like £400 on a camera.
How will I know if I like it if I don't have all the gear?
Exactly. I have just had my makeup done by the lovely Lily, which looks gorgeous. I wish I could do my makeup like this. But and now we're going to film some bits. That was fun.
We can't do anything more.
We are just filming in this really beautiful location house. It's very lovely, and it's also quite near to where I live, which is also very convenient. And I've had my makeup done by the lovely Lily. So yeah, should be a fun day. Good morning, after what felt like quite a hectic day yesterday. Today's been even busier. Graham left for Ireland at 4 a.m. this morning. I've dropped the kids off at school and now I'm heading to Chelsea Flower Show. I am going in the morning to see some of the gardens I really want to see, and then I've got a lovely lunch with Birdie Fortescue, who are a beautiful interiors brand, and they have got a stand there as well. So we're going to go see that in the afternoon, and then in the evening I have got an event with Wise, who's a lovely clothing brand. So it's a really busy day. I am wearing, can you see? The dress that I was going to wear didn't arrive in time, so I've pivoted last minute, and actually I love this outfit, so it's no bad thing. This is a skirt. Let me just move you down because you can't see properly otherwise. This is a skirt from Wiggy Kit. It's got such a lovely swish to it. It's really, really beautiful. Then I've just got under here like a camisole, a really old one from H&M that I've had for years and years. And then this American vintage cardigan, which is lovely and fluffy. It is currently raining outside. I have spritzed on some of this, which is the Penhaligon's Daphne bouquet, which is made in collaboration with the King's Foundation, and they've got a garden at Chelsea this year, the Curious Garden, so I'm gonna go and hunt that out and have a little look. And then also, star of the show, I have to go back here. How can I show you these? One sec. My yellow Penelope Chilvers shoes, these, look at that. velvet yellow with a bow around the side. Sorry, this is a bit hectic. And then I've also got, I'm taking 2 bags. One I'm going to store away, but the main bag I'm using is this lovely one. Let me take out this big, this is my ticket for Chelsea. Is this lovely one from Stone and Mason, which actually surprisingly fits in loads. I've got glasses, my portable charger, I'm going to put my phone in there. I've got earphones, lipstick, also my recording equipment. So that's going to be my bag for the day. This one is going to be stowed in Victoria Station because I'm going to do a little bit of an outfit change later on for the Wise event. And that's it. I'm going to go and hopefully not get soaked. It says it's not going to rain anymore today, but I'm going to pack a small umbrella just in case. And hopefully I can take some nice little bits so you can see some of the beautiful gardens at Chelsea. Come out Victoria now. I'm going to go and store my stuff away in one of the storage lockers and then head to the show. And I think it may have stopped raining, which would be amazing. Raining, it says it's not raining, but it is spitting. So my umbrella's up, I've stored my stuff, I've just got my little bag now, ready to do some exploring before a lovely lunch at Wild by Tart. So yeah, come with me. Of course, all the beautiful blooms are out Pimlico Road. So I'll show you some of the shop fronts as we go down. I had no idea they had so many lovely little bits in Nina Campbell. Look at these fun cushions. And I love the texture on these beautiful frames. Notepads, they would make such a nice present. More beautiful flowers outside Plain English. Sort of look at those foxgloves, so beautiful. Wow, look at this. Corston have gone all out. A mixture of real and beautiful fabric flowers that have what look like real flowers in the center. Okay, I need to get going, otherwise I am never gonna make it. Cocks and cocks. Otherwise I'm never gonna make it to my destination. This is the fabric with Sanderson and Highgrove. Such a pretty sort of wild rose print, I think. And it also comes in a wallpaper. Get on the video. We've just had a lovely lunch with Birdie Fertisky and we're now at the stand in Chelsea, and I'm going to show you a little bit around because there are some beautiful, beautiful pieces. So this dining table, I think it must be aluminium, but it's so beautiful. It looks like bamboo, but it's lovely and lightweight and durable, more importantly. So perfect for your garden. It's the lovely Hannah doing what she does best. Look at this, strawberries spilling over the edge of this little cold frame, I guess. So this is the Sir David Beckham rose, and it hasn't quite fully come into bloom. There's loads of buds about to burst open, but I've had a little smell and I don't think it smells of anything, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, very pretty, but doesn't have scent. This is the queue for the Curious Garden, the King's Foundation, and it has been like this all day. It loops all the way around to the very back, but a little sneak peek at what's going on over here. I think I have spotted a gnome. Tiny gnome! So sweet. Allowed into Chelsea this year. Good morning. It is Saturday here and the weather is glorious. It's the beginning of half term as well, so that feels very exciting that we're going to have a hot half term. We are here for all of half term, so we are just working and hanging out with the kids. So yeah, brilliant. I mean, I feel like this never happens in the UK. It's a bank holiday weekend and it's half term and the weather is set to be brilliant. With that in mind, we are spending the day in the garden today, just trying to get everything ready and sorted. We had a massive lie-in this morning because we've had a bonkers week of just both of us working, like just having to be here, there and everywhere for work, late nights. We had friends around for dinner last night, which was lovely, but went to bed a bit too late. And so we slept in, and now the kids are at an age where they can get up and make themselves breakfast and pretty much entertain themselves for a few hours in the morning. So it's amazing. If you're not in that stage, it's coming and it feels really good when you get there. But we are gonna basically tackle the garden today. So it has just become really overcrowded. When I planned this garden about 4 years ago now, after we did our side return, I really researched the plants so much. I wanted to make sure we had evergreen structure, variety, great pollinators. I really wanted to be really intentional about what we brought into the garden. However, I planted too much. It's overcrowded. All the evergreen structure that I brought in too much, and it has got too big and is basically taking up our entire flower beds now. And also the things that we've planted along the back, like our roses, seem to hold their leaves through most of winter. So they provide a kind of like evergreen backdrop, and I don't think we need these big bushes that I put in. And it also means they've just crowded out the flower beds. So now we've got no real flowers anymore because they just get they've got no sunlight, there's no space for them to grow. So I am going to take a load of those out and give them to our neighbours and just people locally. I'm going to put them in plastic bags so that people can take them, or put the roots, like the root balls, in plastic bags so people can take them, because I don't want them to go to waste. They're beautiful plants, but there's just not enough space for them. So we're going to do a big clear out. I need to tie in all our roses. I basically missed in like February cutting roses back and tying them in, which was just such a mistake. I knew I had to do it and I didn't. And now I really regret it because everything has gone a bit wild and the roses are all out. So I don't really want to hat them back while they're in full bloom, but they're just totally unruly. So I'm just going to try and tidy everything up. Graham's already cut the grass this morning, which is amazing. Although I kind of wanted to show you what it looked like before because it looked really, the whole garden looked really straggly, and now it looks much neater just because that little patch of grass has been cut. But it's great that he did it. I'm very thankful. And the paddling pool is already out as well. So that is going to ruin the vibe of the garden, but the kids love it. It's like 30 degrees. I haven't even checked the temperature, but it's hot. So yeah, that's the plan for today. A few dump runs, tackling the garden, and I think we're just going to do more of that tomorrow. But I am excited to get stuck in. I'm wearing this very cute, let me show you, set from Next. You can see the jumper. I'm probably not going to wear the jumper today, or maybe this evening, because it's absolutely boiling. But I love this neon pink. I am going away with Next on a sleep retreat in a couple of weeks. And they asked us to pick out some clothes for the time we're away, which is quite common when you're away with a brand that does fashion. They obviously want you to wear the brand because it showcases their stuff. And so this is one of the things I picked out, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be wearing it beforehand, but I couldn't resist putting on this neon pink today because yeah, it's super comfy and it feels like neon pink kind of weather, I would say. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I'm gonna go downstairs and start the gardening process. I'll give you a little tour so you can see what it currently looks like. Okay, so this is the side I am going to tackle today. You can see this is our climbing rose, which has totally fallen off the back of the fence. So I need to tie that up. I also need to cut it down, and I've got some special kind of shears coming for that. And then this is our flower beds, which are kind of like maybe 60, 70, 80 centimeters deep, but you can't see them. The erigeron is surviving just about there, but all of these big bushes are going to come out because they are too big. They're taking up too much space. This is a Troisia tonata, and so is that one. And I can't remember what these two are. There's 3 Troisia tonatas and 2 of the other ones, and they've got to come out. So that's the plan basically for this side. Our cushions for here, we got them out and they're mouldy. It's all systems go. I've cut, well actually, my mum very sweetly cut this rose back because it had sort of just been really damaged. And that's the same rose as this one, planted at the same time. And as you can see, it's not doing so well. And I think these pots just don't work. And we've just got to train this all the way down to cover rather than trying to do it through pots. Well, they'd work if we watered them, but also I don't think they're not big enough. Kids are in the pool, as you can hear. So that's the plan. I'm going to basically dig out all of these big plants here, I think. That is one Troisia tonata out. I don't know. It's not got a massive root ball, but I'm hoping it'll survive. Had to get a little bit of help in the big guns. There's like a massive root in there, Graham, and I can't work out what it is.
It's the rose.
The rose?
Going straight across from there.
Well, that's why it's so well established. You can now actually see the border. I come back here. So this is our big rose here that goes up and then climbs along. And I'm so annoyed I didn't train it this year because I think we would have probably just got it all the way along to the end. But hundreds of beautiful blooms. It smells amazing, but it really needs a prune back. But here now I can just plant lots of lovely things. I still need to do the Troisia. I need to work out what the name of that bush is. Right, I'm going to find that out now because it's ridiculous that I don't know. Okay, I have looked up the names, and this one is a viburnum, Tinus quimper. So we had 2 of those, really hard to get out. And then this is another viburnum called Bodnanthense Charles, and this has really pretty flowers. It's more upright, and I quite like it because it kind of shields the trampoline a bit from the kitchen. So that one is staying. It's a little more vertical, it's at the end of the bed, but this one needs to go, and so does the other Troisia, and then we'll actually have flower beds again. Meanwhile, the kids have been painting out here, lots of brilliant artworks drying, so everyone's quite happy today, and I love a day of just getting jobs done. Here is the result of a day's work. So I have cleared all the big shrubs along there because they just got too big and we had no flower bed left. I have massively hacked back this rose and tried to tie it in a bit along the fence, so hopefully it will continue to grow. This, like I said before, is the same rose. I think we're going to move it because it's not doing well. And then I'm just waiting for some special like shear things so I can do the very top of it because it's gone a bit wild up there. But now we have all the space for plants. This is a geranium roseanne, which hasn't flowered yet because it's had no sunlight. This is a Rigoron, which I'm going to replant just a little bit further back. And then I'm going to do lots of similar plants. I'm going to get more Geranium Roseanne, more Erigeron, some Alchemilla Mollis. Yeah, but I am pooped. And that is our second lot of stuff to go out. The garden looks like an absolute state. Oh, I also planted up my son's sunflowers. So hopefully those will grow nicely in there. Graham has just made me a whiskey sour, so I'm gonna enjoy this. It's 10 to 6, it's still boiling. It's definitely cocktail o'clock. I changed out of my lovely pink jeans, pink shorts, into some old ones because yeah, I didn't want to ruin them before the brand trip. And this has been, I think I'm like covered in scratches and bites and marks, but it'll be worth it. Cheers. Hello. I thought I would do a little bit of chit-chatting with you while I get ready, because if you're watching this, you will be watching you'll be watching my first vlog. And I have been thinking about vlogging for a while now. I personally love long form content. I love being able to just watch things at a slower pace, and Instagram at the moment I think Instagram and social media can feel really fast paced, and like you're trying to cram in a lot of information into like a 20-30 second clip. And I love watching vlogs where I can just hear people talk about things in a bit more detail or see things in a bit more detail. There's a number of people who I regularly watch, and then I also like watching random vlogs as well. And I've wanted to do it because I feel like there's so much I would love to show you guys. Lots of design bits and things that I'm visiting, but I don't want to put up like 30 stories, and I'm not going to make like a long reel about it, and it's probably not of interest to a lot of people. So I thought I would do a bit of vlogging. So for those who want to see kind of more in-depth stuff with the brands that I'm visiting and the things that I'm seeing or the things that I'm talking about, can watch it on a vlog, and those who don't want to don't have to and can just stick to Instagram. This is testing my ability to talk and do my makeup, so excuse me. And there's also lots of things that I kind of wanted to chat about in terms of the content creation space, because there is so much that I am learning and discovering, and I love it when people are transparent about how it works, what they're being paid for, what they're not being paid for. And I just kind of want to be a bit more open about that, I guess, to help other people who might be looking to do something like this. But also, I just think it's interesting. And in the interest of transparency, you also don't know what you don't know. And so sharing what events are paid for or not paid for, what pieces of work I get paid for. So for instance, this week, you'll have seen I had an event on Monday, a piece of work on Monday that I was filming for with a brand. That was a paid piece of work. I was filming all day. They did hair and makeup for me, which was lovely. And actually they did all the filming as well, and that content is going on their channels. So I'm not editing any of that content. I haven't filmed any of that content, and you won't see it on my channels, but I will probably reshare it. So that was a paid piece of work. And then Tuesday at Chelsea Flower Show, none of that was paid, obviously. I was very, very kindly invited by Birdie Fortescue, which is a lovely interiors brand, to see their stand at Chelsea Flower Show, and they took us out for lunch beforehand at Wild by Tart. So that was all obviously free or gifted, and a total luxury. And then they took us in the afternoon to Chelsea Flower Show to the 3 o'clock opening. So there's different times when you can go during the day, and they have a 3 o'clock kind of ticket. I really wanted to see lots and lots, and it is so busy there. So I actually bought myself a ticket and went earlier in the day because I knew there was loads of things I wanted to see. And then I was also very kindly invited by Penelope Chilvers to join them for drinks earlier in the day. So I went and I did that. They'd also gifted me a pair of their lovely shoes, which I wore. And I didn't film any of that actually, but you may have seen it on my socials. But just stuff like that. I think it's interesting hearing how these things work, who's being gifted what, is it paid, is it unpaid, how that all works. So that's part of the reason why I want to do this as well. But also I wanted to have a little chat because, excuse me, while I do my mascara, because I've made a bit of a switch in terms of the way I'm working. I started my Instagram account as a sort of portfolio for my design business. So I was working with people on helping them design their homes, and Instagram was basically like my portfolio that I could direct people to show them my style and what I was doing. That was my primary focus for growing my Instagram. I then also had this idea for Room by Room, which are off-the-shelf design schemes with the sort of aim to just be able to help people who don't want to hire an interior designer, who can't afford to hire an interior designer, but to give them some kind of help in terms of pulling stuff together, where to source stuff from. So when I come up with that idea, I was like, I need to grow my Instagram because this is a product that I'm trying to sell to more people. Whereas with my design work, I mean, I was taking on no more than a client a month. So I really could have had like 50 followers and be fine if they all wanted design work. But as I was doing that, my Instagram grew. I started doing some paid content on here, and what sort of happened over the last year is that the amount of paid content I'm doing has grown, and the amount of design work I'm doing has essentially become smaller and smaller because I haven't had, just keep blending, that's what they say, just keep blending, guys. I haven't had the capacity really to do both. And I have found that the content creation work, I have absolutely loved it. I love working with brands, I love coming up with concepts, but I also love the flexibility because I'm totally basically working on my schedule, my own schedule. Obviously we're agreeing deadlines of brands and that kind of thing, and they'll often have a deadline in mind, but I'm not having to engage with loads of other external factors and people. So when I was doing design stuff, and if you're project managing, then you have all these different people. You've got the client, you've got all the different trades, you've got an architect, and your time is not your own because so many other people need things at so many different times. And also, you know, when people can meet, when things are being delivered, when things are being installed. And that just is really difficult for me with the kids at the moment. I've got 3 small children who are in primary school, and I love doing pickup, I love doing drop off. I want to be the ones to pick them up. And I know that is a total luxury and not everybody's able to do that and not everybody wants to do that. But I really do enjoy doing that. And doing the content creation allows me to work, but also do that with them and to have a slower time during times like half term like now. So basically the content creation has picked up and I'm not really doing any design work, which I've sort of felt a bit embarrassed about, if I'm honest, because I started the Instagram with the whole point of, I guess, being an interior designer and sharing my work, and I'm not doing that anymore. But I also feel like what I'm passionate about, which is helping people create a beautiful home and also helping people design their own homes. Like most people cannot afford an interior designer. So I love the idea of being able to help people make wise choices when they're designing a home. And that's what I can still do through Instagram. And that's what I want my Instagram to be about and what I'm passionate about and what I love doing. And hopefully YouTube will just be also an extension of that. But I wanted to share that on here because I haven't actually spoken that out aloud on Instagram, online. And I felt like maybe this was a better place to do that, and it feels a bit safer because probably there's only going to be about 10 of you watching it. So for the 10 of you who have, there you go. Now you know. That's what I'm doing. I've got lots of exciting things coming up that I'm going to try and vlog next week. Well, it's half term this week, so things are a little bit slower and I'm trying to be not online. But next week I've got It's Wow House opening, which is at the Design Centre Chelsea Harbour, which is like this amazing showcase of some of the best designers, and they each create a different room of a house. So you have like an entrance hall and then a living room and a kitchen, and it's just amazing. And it's also a chance to see some of these designers' work like up close and personal, because you see it in magazines, you see it online, but you never actually see it in the flesh. So that is next week. I'm going to that, and I'm going to something with Armac Martin, who make beautiful, beautiful hardware. And then I'm also going away with Next on a brand trip for one night, on a sleep retreat, which I was like, yes, sign me up. I'm a mom, I need sleep. So that will be for one night. So I hope to take you on that. And then we're prepping for my mum's. It's actually my mum's birthday coming up, but we're throwing a big party for her. It's her 70th. So there's going to be loads of prep for that. So I might show you that, because one of my passions is hosting. I love hosting. Graham and I love having people around for dinner, throwing a party. I love the logistics, I love the planning, I love the actual thing. I just love everything about it. So I'm gonna bring you along for that. Yeah, but I will leave it here, and please let me know if you've enjoyed this. Please let me know what you would like to see, if there's things you'd like me to cover, if there's things you'd like me to talk more in detail on, because now I have this space which I can do that. And yeah, hopefully see you next time.